Hello all, I'm Mr.Devanath from Officers IAS Academy. Friends, we are coming up with an exclusive live quiz program based on current affairs targeting 2024 prelims on a weekly basis. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. in our Officers Path channel, we will be coming up with this live quiz program. So how to participate? So for which you have to install an mobile application. So go to either App Store or the Google Play Store to download this application named Kahoot application. Download and install it. Alright. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. in the live video, I will be giving you a 7-digit PIN. So you have to enter that 7-digit PIN in your installed application. In that Kahoot application, you have to enter that 7-digit PIN. Or we will give you a QR code. If you are not interested in installing the application, you can scan the QR code in the web browser. You can open the web page. In that you can enter this 7-digit PIN number and you can participate in this quiz program. So once you enter the 7-digit number, the application will ask you to give a username. So you have to give your username. Followed by your username, please give your last 4 digits of your mobile phone number. For example, my username is Guna8990, the last 4 digits of my phone number. So like that you can create your own username. That's all. You are ready to participate in the quiz. So in the live video, I will be showing you the question. The question will be followed by 4 options as usual, A, B, C, D. The 4 options will have a color code, right? So option A, red color, option B, blue color, option C, green color, option D, yellow color. So the 4 options will have 4 different color codes. So in your mobile phone, you have installed the Kahoot application, right? So the Kahoot application in your phone, in your device, it will show you 4 colored box, only 4 colored box. Only in the video which you are watching, in that live video, I will give you the question, followed by that 4 option I will be giving you. The 4 option will have a color code, right? So if you are going to choose A as the right answer, then A has red color, then in your mobile phone you will have a red colored box. You have to choose that. That's all. If the answer which you have chosen is correct, and if you have chosen that quickly, for every question we will give you 60 seconds. Assume that I am choosing A is the right answer, and I am choosing within 20 seconds, within 10 seconds, based on how quickly I choose the question. I have to choose the correct one and I have to choose it as early as possible. So the one who is choosing at the earliest will be given more points. So if I am choosing in 20 seconds, I will be given more points. If someone is choosing at 30 seconds, then relatively lesser points, right? So this is how the quiz will work. So at the end of the program, we will show you the leaderboard. Between the questions also, I will show you the leaderboard. At the end, I will show you the final leaderboard. The one with more number of points will be given a certificate, right? The idea of the quiz program is to provide you a real-time experience of solving the questions along with that competitive environment, right? I hope this program adds more value to your preparation. So along with this, we have a daily current affairs hit list series, daily answer rating initiative. So all these initiatives will give you a competitive edge in your 2024 prelims as well as mains, right? I hope this adds more value to your preparation. So see you in the quiz. Till then, bye, take care.
Good evening. I welcome you all to the weekly Saturday UPSC quiz. We are having the 29th edition of this quiz, which itself I would say is a testimony to its success, and you guys have made it into a success. All of us here watching this thing and me conducting this, all of us know that doing a thing consistently is not an easy job at all. And the fact that this quiz has been running for 29 weeks now, it is something which is very, very wondrous. It surprises me. When I came and I asked the admin team as to what edition is this, and they told me that it is the 29th edition, I was very happy for what officers was having through these quiz. And I hear that it is benefiting a lot of you guys. So we are having today's edition of this quiz, and we are going to have a lot of UPSC questions. In fact, all of the questions that I've picked for this quiz are UPSC questions, keeping in mind the fact that the exam is just a few days away, June 16th. Some of you will be taking the examination. So I thought if we can have UPSC questions set by UPSC, it would be very, very convenient and something which would give us some confidence before going into the examination. And as I have always held, and people who have attended my classes, some of you are also taking up this quiz, I will always maintain that more than the content, more than the knowledge part, it is the calmness, the confidence and your composed attitude when you are sitting inside the examination hall that is paramount in order to clear the examination. Content knowledge, many people taking the examination, they will have, but when the moment comes, when the moment to take the decision comes, if calmness, confidence and your composure is not maintained, it is not going to be of any help. You might be a Sachin Tendulkar, you might be a Virat Kohli, but in the moment of beckoning, when you are expected to deliver, if you're not calm, composed and confident, you're not going to make it happen, whoever you are, whoever you may be. Whereas if you are a Dhoni, even if you do not have too much of skills, your composed nature, your composure, your confidence and your calmness will definitely be of great aid to you. You will be seeing 15 UPSC questions, and let's see how you guys fare in them. I think that you're all very familiar with the rules of this quiz, what to do, what not to do, how to participate in it, how to select your answers. Right? Guna, you must have seen Guna's video also, which preceded our quiz. So I'm sure, I'm really hopeful that you're all very clear about that. That said, we can start with the quiz. Let's go for the first question. Here comes the first question. UPSC Quiz 29 June, 3, 2 and in 1. The first question of the quiz. Which of the following national parks is a swamp with floating vegetation that supports a rich biodiversity? And your time to answer comes in. Very, very interesting question it is. 47 answers and your time's up. Most of you have selected Kebul Lamjau National Park, and of course, obviously, that is the answer to the question. This is a very, very simple UPSC question. UPSC does this quite often because this prelims examination of UPSC, like I said, this is a UPSC 2015 question. The prelims examination is something which is taken by people who are aiming for the civil services and people who are aiming for the forest services also. So UPSC is obligated to give you questions related to biodiversity conservation, pollution, climate change and environment and ecology. And that is why environment ecology is a very, very important part of UPSC prelims preparation. You get almost 20 to 23 questions out of them. And the trend in which UPSC asks them these days is that most of them is from current affairs. Hardly 2-3 questions come from the static area. So the best way to prepare for these environment related questions is to go after current affairs rather than going after some book, whatever book it may be. It is not going to solve the deal. Whereas current affairs, if you have a hard focus upon it, you will be able to quite easily solve it. Most of you have given the correct answer, Kebul Lamjau National Park, which is in Manipur. Manipur is also home to the Loktak Lake, which is one of the largest freshwater, I think it is the largest freshwater lakes in the northeastern region in India. It supports a rich biodiversity. It has the Sangai deer, these floating vegetations, they're called fumdis. They look like parcels of islands in between the national park. Wonderful landscape it has. Some of you may turn out to become IFOS officers, and a few of you might get posted in Manipur also, and especially taking care or conserving the assets, the natural assets we have in this national park. Kabul Lamjau is the correct answer, right? So let's check the leaderboard as to who has given the fastest finger first. It is Anant 1925. The second one is Mani, and the third one is Isaac. Fourth is Kavya, and fifth is Yogi. Anant stands right at the top at 978 points. Mani 6392, 978 again. Just that Anant must have selected the answer a little faster, right? Congratulations, Anant. We can go to the next question. Let's get to the next question. It's come already. Consider the following pairs, places of pilgrimage and their location. You are asked to match them. Sri Sailam, Nallamala Hills, Omkareshwar, Satmala Hills, Pushkar, Mahadev Hills. Which of the above pairs is or are correctly matched? 22 answers in 15 seconds, 28, 29, and it's soaring. Quite an easy question, isn't it? Since all of these are UPSC questions, I don't think you should have any problem in answering them. By now, you should have the answers of these questions by heart. Right. But still, it is quite interesting that we have a split verdict. 19 of you have selected 1 only. 9 of you have said 2 and 3. 12 of you have said 1 and 3. And 10 of you have said 1, 2 and 3. It's quite a split verdict. It was not like this for the previous question. Quite surprising. Even if we have UPSC questions, we are having split verdicts such as these. The answer is 1 only. The answer is 1 only. Only the first pair has been correctly matched. Sri Sailam is very much in Nallamala Hills. Sri Sailam is the home of Mallikarjuneshwara Swami. It is a Jyotirlinga shrine. There are 12 Jyotirlinga shrines in India. From time to time, these Jyotirlinga shrines are being asked in the UPSC examination paper. And because we do not know why, but generally UPSC has this tendency to ask these from time to time. Sri Sailam has been asked, Omkareshwar has been asked before. One reason as to why or what thinking UPSC must have in giving Sri Sailam, I would say, because Nagarjuna Sagar Sri Sailam Tiger Reserve is there. It's a very important place for tiger conservation. So this is also an environment geography based question. Since on the other side we have the mountain ranges given, it is places of pilgrimage, which is trivia about India, incredible India. It is something which caters to environment and ecology, something which caters to geography also. So 3 in 1 question. By asking a question such as this, they can test 3 areas. It is a trivia based question. It is a match the following question. The answer is 1 only. It is the shrine, like I said, it is the shrine of Lord Mallikarjuna on the flat top of Nallamala Hills. That is where you have the wonderful Krishna river winding around the hills. Also, it has a wonderful lore about it. The story behind the Nallamala Hills and the Mallikarjuneshwara Swami temple, you can go read. Pushkar, of course, hosts the Brahma temple. Omkareshwar is another Jyotirlingam shrine where the Narmada makes a turn in such a way that so that it resembles the Devanagari Akshara of Om, right? That's why it's called Omkareshwar. So 2 Jyotirlingas and 1 Brahma temple, places of pilgrimage. So this type of questioning is repeating again and again. Somewhere as recently as 2020, 2021, 2022, we've been having questions such as these. It is good to learn about such places from UPSC questions itself. But what tip I would like to give you is that in the examination, if you were to face a question such as this and you are clueless about what it is, I would say don't take a risk. Match the following is where you can slip quite royally. So I would advise you not to take a risk while attempting questions such as these. If you don't know, the best thing to do is to not answer such questions. See, generally have this in mind. There are 100 questions in the GS paper. 40% of the questions are always tricky. UPSC sets them in that particular fashion. 60% of the questions you can answer very easily, or if you can just, I would say, if you can churn your brains a little with whatever little memory you have, your gut, your instinct, whatever you have heard in the classes, whatever you've read in the books, all of that will help you in answering 60% of the questions or 60 questions quite comfortably. You should not have a problem with it at all. Out of these 60, 35 will be sure shot if you have prepared properly for the examination. 30 questions, little thinking, you'll get the answer, no problem. Educated guess you can make. But 40% of the questions or 40 questions are like this. You will have to fight with them, and most of the times people who lose out because they got more negative marking go and answer such questions in more numbers. That mistake try not to do on June 16th. Have this in mind. 60% of the questions, let me answer comfortably. Let me play for accuracy. Let me get a good score and breach the cutoff. Why take a risk with these 40% of the questions? It is for this reason that we have selected this question. Answer, of course, Sri Sailam, Nallamala Hills. This is a chance for you to revise Nallamala, Satmala and Mahadeo range. Now let's see the leaderboard. Who are the 19 who got it correct and who are the top 5? Again, okay. Some new person has come in. Pappu 0511, 1946 points. Yogi again features on the leaderboard. Very good, Yogi. Congratulations. We have Pragadish the third, Ramji and Mani. Mani still is staying on the leaderboard. Up 18 places. Kavya 9671 is the highest climber. Congratulations, Kavya. We can go to the next question and see what it is. With reference to the Congress Socialist Party, consider the following statements. Right? What are the... It advocated the boycott of British goods and evasion of taxes. It wanted to establish the dictatorship of proletariat. It advocated separate electorate for minorities and oppressed classes. Which of the following did the Congress Socialist Party do? 1 and 2, 3 only, 1, 2 and 3, none. Right? 30 answers in 38 seconds. That's wonderful. Good going, guys. Right, let's see. We have a lot of seconds that is left. This is the question which fetches a lot of answers. Right, 14 more seconds. Most of you would have figured out from which paper the questions are coming from, right? So we all have Google in our hands, isn't it? Try to play the game, try to play the quiz in a fair way without referring to Google, right? Again, this is quite interesting that we have 15 people who say 1 and 2. Is it 18, Munish? 18 who say 3 only, 6 who say 1, 2 and 3, and 13 who say none. Very, very interesting. Despite giving a UPSC question, again, there are only 13 people who are giving the right answer, which is none of the above. 15 people have given the incorrect answer. Answer is none. Congress Socialist Party is something which happened in the 1930s. 1934, around that time is when the Congress Socialist Party formed. It was formed by a Kahoot of people, right? Kahoot is the app that you're using, or a group of people who felt that the Congress was not doing enough under the leadership of Gandhi in order to fight for independence. They were more inclined towards Fabian socialism. They wanted to do much more for the people, for the working class particularly, and they did not really believe in Gandhiji's ideas of, I would say, waiting patiently, building up Atma Shakti until we can launch the next mass struggle. They wanted to do some constructive work. And it was around that time that the next set of reforms from the British government was about to come. 1935 Government of India Act was due. It was going to come 1 year later. It was in 1934 that Jayaprakash Narayan, Ram Manohar Lohia, Acharya Narendra Dev, all of them together, they formed the Congress Socialist Party. Gandhiji, based on the request of Gandhiji, right, acceding to his request that you don't please split out of Congress at this time, you don't create another wedge and make it easier for the Britishers to break the national movement. You stay within the fold of Congress and fight for the elections. You go participate in the assembly, no problem, but don't go away from the Congress main fold is what he requested, and they acceded to the request because Gandhiji was the most important figure in the national movement at that point of time. Not many people within the Congress fold openly disagreed when Gandhiji said something because that was the authority that he had within the party. So acceding to his request, they stayed within the party but contested elections, and they did participate in the assembly deliberations. They worked for the welfare of the laborers. but they did not advocate the boycott of British goods and the evasion of taxes. See, look at this, the way of constructing a statement. UPSC has this very good knack. When you identify these statements, what kind of statements become correct, what kind of statements become incorrect, that itself will give you so much of insight. Sometimes when I see a fresh UPSC question, just by the way in which the sentence is given, tells me through some intuition that this sentence is correct, this sentence is incorrect. I may not even know the content behind it, but just the way in which the statement is constructed will tell you whether it is correct or incorrect. It advocated the boycott of British goods and evasion of taxes. They were going to participate in elections. They will not be recommending the evasion of taxes. Dictatorship of proletariat is a communist ideology. It is not a socialist ideology. The party itself has Congress Socialist Party. There itself UPSC is giving a brilliant clue. From that clue, if you can take some insight, it will be very useful. The third statement, it advocated separate electorates. See, separate electorates was advocated throughout the national movement by the Muslim League, by Ambedkar for the depressed classes, and some factions of the Hindu Mahasabha. They also wanted some separate electorate. Apart from that, none of the people from the Congress party advocated separate electorate, because they very clearly knew that this was one strategy for the British to break the national movement itself. So they did not do that also. Answer is none. Let's see the leaderboard. Quite surprising that you've not got the correct answer. Let's see the leaderboard. Right, Pappu, you still are on the top. That's wonderful. We have Ramji, we have Monisha breaking into the leaderboard now, Bala breaking into the leaderboard. Anand, good to see your name again. It was in the first question that you're on the top. Now you are back, your name is back. Up 20 places, Sundar 7455 now with this question is the highest climber. Congratulations, Sundar. Right, we can go to the next question. When a bill is referred to a joint sitting of both the houses of parliament, it has to be passed by a joint sitting. How should it be passed? The answer is quite simple, and in that is the clue. A simple majority of members present and voting, 3/4 majority of members present and voting, 2/3 majority of the houses, absolute majority of the houses. When there is disagreement between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha with respect to the deliberation of some bill, that is when the speaker has the prerogative to call for a joint sitting. But it is the speaker's prerogative. It is his or her will to call for a joint sitting. And of course, we all know how it works. The government will will advise or will recommend it to the speaker, and the speaker finally makes his or her decision whether the joint sitting is necessary or not. In recent times, we have not seen joint sitting as such, because one party or one alliance group has clear majority, and it is very rare that we have joint sitting of bills. It is either passed or it is just chunked out. Joint sitting in recent times we have not seen, but we'll have to see this new Lok Sabha, what's going to happen in the time to come, because this new Lok Sabha's composition, the dynamics of it itself is very, very different. Let's see what happens in the next 5 years, whether we are going to see some joint sitting or not. Of course, like the clue that I gave in the beginning, the answer to this question is quite simple. It is a simple majority. Most of you have gotten it correct. I don't think it is a very difficult question. Right, let's see who breaks it into the leaderboard. Right, we have Ramji now coming on top, Monisha second, Bala third, Anand fourth, Pappu 0511. Now we have come to the 5th place. Right, let's see who catches up between these 5. Right, let's go to the next question. Question number 5. Which of the following regions is described in the below passage? A geography question. Each day is more or less the same. The morning is clear and bright with a sea breeze. The sea breeze itself is a clue. And as the sun climbs high in the sky, heat mounts up, dark clouds form, the rain comes with thunder and lightning, but rain is soon over. Such a region can only be one region, right? It's the typical climate right, we have 45 answers already, right? Let's see who gets the answer correct. How many of you have gotten the answer correct? Most of you have gotten the answer correct. 25 of you have given equatorial as the answer. Equatorial is what it is, right? We've been growing up on National Geographic Channel documentaries, and whenever a tropical rainforest, right, or the equatorial region is shown, this is exactly what we see in the visuals of that documentary, right? The description that each day is more or less the same. The morning is clear and bright with a sea breeze. As the sun climbs up high in the sky, heat mounts up, dark clouds form through the thick canopy of the forest. It becomes quite dark in the forest. It rains, but rain is soon over. And after that, it is clear. The sky is clear. There is chirping of all of these insects. Small reptiles come in. The clouds form and gets much more darker. The rainforest becomes an intimidating space, but it becomes a dance theatre, an amphitheatre for nature to do its game. A wonderful question from UPSC. A weather-based question, a climate type-based question. Every year, what I've seen from 2011 to 2023, every year at least one question which deals with climate, which asks about a climate type. It could be a climate type where a description is given in this way, or they could ask a particular species, mostly a tree species or a plant species, flora or fauna, that's what it can be. And they will ask, in which type of forest can you find this species? That kind of a climate or a geography plus environment question will be asked, right? Or they will give a region, right? Match the following type of a question where they'll give a region and they will give on the other side the climate type. Every year one question on climate type for sure, right? So if you have not revised geography well until now, and the exam is just a few days away, at least revise. Revise itself is redoing something. Revise climatology at least. It will be very, very helpful for you. Definitely one question you will be able to crack. Answer, of course, is equatorial. Let's see how many of you have come to the leaderboard. Any new names? Let's see if any new names come in. Monisha, now you're on top. Very good. Ramji second, Pappu third, Anant fourth, Mani 6392 fifth. Anant, you're giving a tough fight. Let's see if you're climbing up. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Whoever you are, sir, wonderful name that you've got. You have climbed 12 places now and you are the highest climber. That's a very, very interesting name to have, right? The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters of 7 or 8 letters of the alphabet. Good name, right? Let's go to the next question. Which of the following was a very important seaport in Kakatiya Kingdom, ancient India, right? Kakatiya Kingdom, ancient India. Which of them was a very important seaport? Kakinada, Motpalli, Machilipatnam, Nelluru, right? 20 seconds, 19, 18, 17, 37 answers already. A UPSC question shouldn't be very difficult. Kakatiya Kingdom, that dynasty ruled around the Andhra region about the 12th to 14th century, right? Late ancient, early medieval is what we can call. Some people term it as medieval India also, right? Around 1298 AD. It was around that time that Marco Polo visited the Kakatiya Kingdom under the reign of Rubramba. He recognized the Kakatiya Kingdom as the kingdom of Mutfili, naming it after Motupalli, which was the most prosperous seaport of the Kakatiyas. Now, why this question is important is that of late, as per the recent trend of UPSC, they are concentrating much more on the lesser heard names in medieval India and ancient India, especially Hindu dynasties or non-Muslim dynasties during medieval India, and lesser known Hindu dynasties during ancient India are being concentrated upon, which means history is no longer confined to the NCERTs that we are so accustomed to reading or any of the other reference books. UPSC is digging here and there all within history to take out questions and ask you. Concentrate more upon the Hindu dynasties during medieval India, because that is where the focus is of late, because Mughal India and Delhi Sultanate, India under the Delhi Sultanate has been tested many times, and even the Bijapur Sultanate, the Deccan Sultanate, it has been tested many times. So UPSC wants to give some other focus in a different direction for the medieval period. The Kakatiya Kingdom, 1298 AD, answer is Motupalli, right? So you could do a little more research on such stuff and make your knowledge upbeat or primed towards the examination, right? Let's see the leaderboard. How many of you have gotten it correct? No surprise that many of you have gotten it correct. Ramji, you're on top. Papu, you come second. Papu, you're giving a tough fight. Anant, where are you? I don't see your name now. Let's see whether you catch up in the next thing. Mani also, I don't see Mani's name. Monisha still stays on the leaderboard. Kavya, very good. You've broken into the leaderboard. Pragadish, you're strong. You're at place 3. Very good. Let's see what happens with the next question. Question number 7. What is or are common to the two historical places known as Ajanta and Mahabalipuram? Very, very favorite for UPSC. Both were built during the same period. Both belong to the same religious denomination. Both have rock-cut monuments. Right? Select your correct answer. 1 and 2 only, 3 only, 1 and 3 only. None of the statements given above is correct. Quite an easy question and very much favorite for UPSC again. Ajanta and Ashoka period architecture. From time to time it gets tested in the examination. Something for you to revise from PYQs. Whatever questions has been asked from Ajanta or from the Ashokan period architecture, please revise it many times, right? So this is a very, very consistent area of questioning for UPSC, something that you should be going after, right? Both of them from the ancient period, Ajanta, Ashokan period. And of course, Guptas also developed Ajanta. It got developed from the 5th century, I think 5th century BC to 5th century AD. Some texts say that it got developed over these many years, but we do not know exactly. But a very, very important place for architectural development in ancient India, right? Let's see how many of you have given the correct answer. Most of you have given correct answer that both have rock-cut monuments. Both do not belong to the same religious denomination. While Ajanta is primarily or purely Buddhist, Mahabalipuram is Hindu. We have the Pancha Pandava Rathas made during the Pallavan period. Both were built during the same period? Definitely not. Ajanta is much earlier, Mahabalipuram much later. Most of you have given the correct answer. Let's see who breaks it into the leaderboard. Right, Ramji, you're on top, 6505. Ramji, I think you have already gotten an unassailable lead. Right, we are 7 questions down. We are halfway through the quiz. The second person is Papu. Papu is at 5806, and the first on the leaderboard, Ramji, with 6505. You're right on top. I think we already have the winner for today's quiz, but let's see. Anything can change. This is also like a game of cricket, right? Some of you might be wanting Ramji to somehow miss the streak in the next few questions. Let's see what happens, right? Let's go to the next question. Mani, you're back again. Good to see you. Right, next question. Which of the following books of ancient India has the love story of the son of the founder of the Shunga dynasty, right? A very, very interesting text it is. Swapna Vasavadatta, Malavika Agnimitra, Meghaduta, Ratnavali, right? The clue for this is that it was written by Kalidasa, and Kalidasa was one of the pioneers in making Sanskrit kavyas, right? The way in which he used Sanskrit, or the way in which Sanskrit flow from his tongue or his pen, was something which was unparalleled, right? Some of the excerpts from his Raghuvamsha one must definitely go through, because the way he describes nature is something very, very unique to Kalidasa. We talk about Shakespeare, we talk about Shelley, we talk about so many different literatures all across the world, but Kalidasa was one such who was unparalleled in giving descriptions of nature. Malavika Agnimitra is a play written by him. It revolves around the love story of Agnimitra and Malavika. Agnimitra was the son of Pushyamitra Shunga and the second king of the Shunga dynasty. So this is an art and culture, ancient India mixed question. Art and culture can always be asked only in, I would say, as a combination of either ancient India or medieval India. Art and culture very rarely can be mixed with other subjects, but very recently, in recent times, 2022 or 23, I don't remember which year, it could be 21 also, they mixed art and culture with geography. They said, Ajanta, what river runs across Ajanta? They gave Sanchi Stupa, they gave Pandavlena caves, and they asked the river systems around these ancient monuments. This was probably the first time that I'm seeing from 2011 where art and culture was mixed up with geography. But this is a typical earlier time UPSC question, 2015 question. Swapna Vasavadatta and Ratnavali, they are also plays with a love story, but the hero in both is the Vatsa king Udayana, right? You can go read about the Vatsa dynasty and read about Udayana also. Who knows? It could be asked in the 2024 UPSC prelims paper. Swapna Vasavadatta was written by Bhasa. Bhasa also interestingly has been tested. He was a very, very famous Sanskrit Kavyakarta or a literature that was written, Swapna Vasavadatta by Bhasa, and Ratnavali was written by Harshavardhan, right? Harshavardhana. You can go read about both of them because UPSC has this habit of taking some trivial information from an earlier question that UPSC itself has set, and it makes a question out of it freshly in an upcoming paper. Who knows? Bhasa can be tested, Ratnavali can be tested. Meghaduta is Kalidasa's romantic poem in which the hero is a yaksha, right? So all of this is trivia. Who knows? Some question can come from these trivial points also, right? Let's see who is on the leaderboard, who's on the top. Right, Ramji has a streak with 8 correct answers in a row. That's very, very interesting. Ramji has broken Pappu's numbers now. Ramji is at 7487 and Pappu has come to the second place with 6796. I thought we already had a winner in this quiz. Like I said, anything can happen in this quiz, and this proves it. Monisha comes in third, Kavya fourth. Mani, you're at the fifth place. You're a strong contender. You've been there on the leaderboard right from the first question. I congratulate you for that. But Ramji, this is excellent. You have a streak with 8 correct answers in a row. That's wonderful, right? Let's go to the next question. Question 9. Consider the following statements. It's a geography question. The winds which blow between 30° north and 60° south latitudes throughout the year are known as westerlies. The moist air masses that cause winter rains in northwestern region of India are part of westerlies. Which of the above statements are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. All right, let's see how many of you give the correct answer. Like I said, it's a climatology question. Whatever you study or not in geography, at least study climatology and go. It will be very, very useful in the examination. Climatology, oceanography, geomorphology are the 3 parts of geography. Climatology comes at the top. This is the order in which you might want to prepare geography for the examination. Climatology first, then comes oceanography, and then geomorphology. Geomorphology, of late I have not seen too many questions, but whatever you study or not, climatology at least try to study and go for the exam, right? Let's see how many of you have gotten the correct answer. Right. Most of you have gotten the correct answer. I think 24, right? Isn't it? 24 of you have gotten the correct answer. 14 of you say both 1 and 2. 4 of you say 1 only. 6 of you say neither 1 nor 2. 2 statement question. I call this pattern the 2 statement question. Just like the match the following pattern, this pattern is also quite tricky because you need to know the truth about both the statements in order to arrive at this answer. This pattern of question is also something that you answer at the very end, right? So these are some small things that you could keep in mind while answering a UPSC actual question paper. 2 statement questions, match the following questions, 4 direct option questions like the earlier one, Meghaduta, Ratnavali, Swapna Vasavadatta. That question was a 4 direct option question where it was an abject fact. Either you know it or you don't know it. There cannot be 2 ways about it. So that kind of a pattern, right? Match the following, 2 statement, 4 direct option questions, which is completely factual. Try to either not answer it or try to answer it in the end. I told you right at the beginning that 40% of the questions are tricky in the paper, and very, very interestingly, these patterns are what constitute the 40% in the examination. Very interesting, isn't it? UPSC does something with the option patterns, the question pattern, and forms tricky questions out of these question patterns, which is a very, very interesting thing. So I always recommend to my students that you have to answer such questions towards the end. If you are somebody who's taking the examination on June 16th, try to have this a little in mind. Of course, my students who have attended the techniques classes, they will definitely know. I've repeated this so many times that if now they are hearing it, they will all probably have a smile or a laugh on this face. If two of you together are attending this quest, you will see each other's face and you will think this man does not have anything else to say when it comes to taking classes or when it comes to previous year's question. But why I do it is because of the unbelievable consistency in which UPSC does the same old thing. Right from 1996, UPSC has been doing the same thing with the confidence that students will not crack this. If we were able to just see the small thing, it would give us such a big lead in reaching the cutoff for any prelims paper. Most of you have gotten the answer correct. The first statement, the location has been mixed up. It is 30° north, 60° north, 30° south, 60° south. The westerlies don't have any partiality between the hemispheres. It is 30° north and 60° north, 30° south and 60° south. Climatology, oceanography, mixed question. Answer is 2 only. The second statement is correct. At westerlies are or anti-trades. Westerlies are also called anti-trades, blow from west to east. These prevailing winds originate from high pressure areas in the horse latitudes, right? All of these. Why I am reading out the explanation is because when you go through this explanation, the answer key for any test paper, right, that is very, very important. Even when you are taking these mock tests, I would say the test is not very important. The answer key is important because it is a chance for you to revise whatever you have studied through textbook. Now is the time when you will not be able to go through textbooks. There is very little time that is left before the examination. If you now take up the textbook also, you will not be working efficiently. Now, rather than taking mock test, I would say, okay, let the mock test be, look at these answer keys and keep reading these statements again and again and again. Somehow something will get inside your head even without you voluntarily wanting that to get inside your head. It might be an involuntary thing, how it gets into your head. Probably when you go and see it in the examination, it can come as the same question and you will be able to answer it. Who knows? Westerlies or anti-trades blow from west to east. These prevailing winds originate. They originate where? They originate at high pressure areas in the horse latitudes and move towards the polar regions. Westerlies blow between 30° north and 60° north, 30° south and 60° south. That is why statement 1 is not correct. The extratropical cyclones, right? Those cyclones which originate beyond the tropics are called extratropical cyclones. They bring rainfall in the western part of India during the winter season. The cyclones which have their origin in the temperate regions are steered by the westerlies towards the northwestern parts of India. These cyclones have different directions of swirling also. In one hemisphere it is in the clockwise direction, in one hemisphere it is in the anti-clockwise direction. Right? Some of them blow from land to sea, some of them from sea to land, different, some from high pressure area, right? All of these different mixtures that are there. One easy way that I have found out to learn this cyclone part is to make tables out of it, right? Temperate cyclones, tropical cyclones, areas of origin, high pressure or low pressure, land or sea, what do they do, right? These, if you can tabulate it, it will be very, very easy for you to learn it. You don't have to go through chunks and chunks of paragraph to learn such a simple area. Tabulate it and see, you will find the difference. Answer of course is B. Let's look at the leaderboard and see who breaks into it. Right, Pappu, you're right on top again. 7780. Ramji coming in as a close contender with 7487 points. Money, now you're at the third spot. Kavya fourth. Ansu Kashij, right? I can't quite pronounce your name properly. Now this name is new on the leaderboard. Congratulations, Ansu. Anant 1925 is back with an answer streak of 3. Very good, Anant. Let's go to the next question. Next question is from oceanography. Tides occur in the oceans and seas due to which of the following? gravitational force of the sun, gravitational force of the moon, centrifugal force of the earth. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Right. How will you be able to isolate one force from the other? How will you be able to say, look at the way in which UPSC gives the questions. Tides occur in the oceans and seas due to which among the following? Right. Let me give you an analogy. How to answer questions such as these in the examination paper. Due to which of the following reasons have you come to take this quiz? If I ask you a question and give you 3 options, right, which are germane to who you are or relevant to what you are doing, will you not be able to say that all of this in one way or the other, at least 1%, one of them will not influence, or what, right? So it is not in the options, it is not in the content of the question, it is in the way in which UPSC gives the question. Tides occur in the oceans and seas due to which among the following? Gravitational force of the sun, gravitational force of the moon, centrifugal force of the earth, all of them. Of course, it is an open-ended question. What has influenced you to take up the civil services field? What has influenced Devanath to take up teaching? Right, if I give 3 or 4 options, all of them in one way or the other would definitely have influenced that decision. So it is not in the question, it is in the way in which the question is asked. So that is what you need to note when you are taking the examination. Now what I am seeing as a trend, right, and what I have not explicitly stated in my techniques classes is that every year at least one of such question is being asked. Which of the above are generally known as tea producing states? There was this question in the 2022 paper, I think, if I am not wrong. Generally known as tea producing states. This was the question in the 2022 paper. See, generally known, that is the key word in the question. Generally known is generally known to you or to UPSC. According to whom is it generally? Right? It is an open-ended question, which means answer has to be all of the above. Right? I'll quote one more question. Which of the following led to the introduction of English education in India? This was also a UPSC question, I think 2018 or 17. Anglicist versus Orientalist controversy, General Public Instruction Committee 1923 or something like that. There was one another thing. Right? The question's accent was upon the fact what led to the introduction of English education in India. How would you able to isolate one and select the other 2? How can you not select all the 3 of them together? It is only one way that you can select all of them together. Note such questions in the examination. Every year one question is being asked in this way. Answer more likely all of the above in such questions. This is a clue that I am giving you, right? So answer is all of the above, of course. Let's see who breaks into the leaderboard. Of course, there is a scientific explanation to it. I don't want to get into the explanation. I just wanted to put into your head how UPSC cleverly gives these question statements. Papu, you're on top, 8775. Ramji 6794 is with 8454 points. You are in the 2nd place. Mani in the 3rd place. Kavya 4th. Ansu 5th place again, right? I think this is more or less how we will have to split our winners for today, right? Let's go to the next question and see. Question 11, it is an art and culture question. You could take it to be a trivia question of UPSC also. Kalamkari painting, right? Heritage, arts and crafts of India. Every year at least one question of this nature is being asked because art and culture trivia. Right? What is it? Kalamkari. Right, hand painted cotton textile in South India, handmade drawing on bamboo handicrafts in Northeast India, a block painted woolen cloth in Western Himalayan region of India. Western Himalayan region of India, very, very specific, isn't it? A hand painted decorative silk cloth, one more extra adjective in that question, in Northwestern India, right? Answer, most of you have given it correctly. Answer is A, of course it is a hand painted cotton textile in South India. Where in South India? Exactly in Andhra Pradesh, right? So it is a painting done on cotton or silk fabric with a tamarind pen using natural dyes in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. The word kalamkari itself is derived from 2 separate phrases. Kalam means pen and kari refers to craftsmanship. The art involves a lot of tedious steps from dyeing, bleaching, hand painting, block printing, starching, cleaning and more, right? So now it is primarily done on fabrics such as these and on saris, but it can be done on paper also, right? A trivia related question every year, one question of this nature at least is asked in the examination. Answer is A. Let's look at the leaderboard and see who has broken into it. Any new names? Let's see. Right, Papu, you're still on top. Right, very good. It is more or less the same. Papu first, Mani second, Kavya third, Ramji fourth and Ansu fourth. Right, Ansu is the dark horse. He suddenly came into the leaderboard and he's staying there very, very strongly. I can't discern the gender, Ansu, whether it is a male or a female, but whoever you are, Ansu, right, congratulations. Right, let's go to the next question. Which one of the following countries of Southwest Asia does not open out to the Mediterranean Sea? It is a places in news question which does not open into the Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea is a very, very favorite area for UPSC. From time to time, this Mediterranean Sea has been asked in numerous different ways. All that you have to do to find out in what all ways UPSC has tested Mediterranean Sea, all that you have to do is to go and take a look at questions from 1996 to 2023 and you'll very, very interestingly find out that Mediterranean Sea has been asked so many times in the paper because it is a hotbed of action. From time to time, something or the other keeps happening around the Mediterranean Sea. It becomes a place in news. Every year UPSC asks at least some 10 questions as location in news or places in news, right, in different ways, right, and this is one way in which it asks it. Now also this current year there has been a lot of action around the Mediterranean Sea, especially with the Israel-Palestine war. You can definitely expect a question from that area. This is current affairs based. Do not leave such easy questions in the examination. All that you have to do whenever you read a piece of news, if you're seeing an international location, you know UPSC is not going to ask you the details in an objective MCQ pattern prelims paper. It will never be able to ask you the details of it. They will only ask where it is, what is its location, why are people suffering there, what's happening to them, is there a disease, is there a war, is there a strife, is there a pandemic, is there a military coup, what is it that is making people suffer there? That is all that UPSC can ask. It can ask the location, it can ask the region, it can ask the reason for the suffering of the people. These three pieces of information can't you collect, and can't you see the map when you're reading the newspaper? Very, very easy question to pick. Easily 2 marks in your pocket if you read such things. Answer of course is Jordan. Sorry, answer is answer is Jordan, I think, isn't it? Jordan or Lebanon? Which of the following countries does not open out into the Mediterranean Sea? Let's check the answer. What is the correct answer for this question? I think the options have been given in the incorrect way. Syria, Lebanon, Jordan and Israel. Answer is Jordan indeed. Answer is indeed Jordan. Let's see who's broken into the leaderboard. Again, it is Pappu. You're on top. From now on, I don't think much is going to change, right? All of you have retained the place. Now, Ansu, after receiving so much praise from me, has gone out of the leaderboard, and Anant is back on the leaderboard. Anant was the person who got the first question right and who was the topper in the leaderboard in the very first question. Now Anant has broken back into the leaderboard. Very good. Let's go to the next question. So don't miss such questions in the examination, guys. It's such an easy picking. Right? Which one of the following pairs of states of India indicates the easternmost and westernmost state? Right? India, physical geography. If you're not able to answer this question properly, if any one of you get this question incorrect, what I would be forced to say to you is welcome to India. Right? Right? You have to get this question correct, guys. There's no way that you're going to miss it. I'm not even going to discuss this question any further. You have to know this. That's it. Period. And all of you, most of you, here also we have some errors. Luckily, nobody has said Assam and Rajasthan. Right? 4 of you have said Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan. 4 of you have said Assam and Gujarat. 36 of you have said Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. Correct answer is Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat, right? So those of you who have said Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Assam and Gujarat, right? Assam. How can Assam be the easternmost extremity of India? There are so many states beyond Assam, isn't it? The northeastern region itself is called the Seven Sisters. We have Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam. These are the 6 sisters, and we have the 7th brother of these 6 sister states, which is Sikkim, right? Isn't it? The northeastern region is such an important region for India because it is less developed, it has great potential, it is less populated, but it has great land area. It is a link for India to the southeastern region of the world, Southeastern Asia. It's a very, very important region for the government of India currently, right? And that is why many of the schemes that are being done by the union government or the center, as we very well know, 90% of the allocation for centrally sponsored schemes is done by the center, and only 10% these states have to contribute because the development is lesser. The government wants to integrate these people into the national fold. It is very, very important strategically, economically, geopolitically. In all ways, it is very important. And you must know these things, guys. So those of you who have gotten B and C as the answers, please go and look at India's map time and again. Every time you read about India, you read something in geography, you should have the map in your hand, right? Let's see the leaderboard. Papu, you're still on top. Congratulations. Kavya, now you have come second. Mani, third. Ramji, fourth. Anant, fifth. Belfina, you are the highest climber, right? You are up 7 places. Let's see with the next 2 questions whether you are able to break into the leaderboard, right? Let's see question number 14, the penultimate question of the quiz. I think I'm taking a little more time than the other faculties do, but let that be. All our job is to make this thing interesting and worthwhile our time. Which of the following is the national aquatic animal of India? Right? This is also very, very simple. Right? Saltwater crocodile, olive ridley turtle, Gangetic dolphin, gharial. Right? Which is the national aquatic animal of India? Like I said, this caters to the IFOS audience who is taking up, who are taking up this examination. Answer, obviously, the Gangetic dolphin. Right? I didn't expect any mistakes in this question. 41, a whopping 41 of you have given the correct answer to this question. Saltwater crocodile, one person has given, and one person has said gharial. It is the Gangetic dolphin, species in news. That is the theme of this question. This year also, every year one question on species in news in the examination. This year also it will be asked. All that you have to do in order to answer this question, such questions correctly, is to just follow current affairs. Simple. No book. And no need to go revise all the species in India according to their IUCN status. It is always species in news. It follows current affairs. Like I said, if there are 23 questions asked in environment and ecology, 20 of them will be from current affairs. So this last 7 days before the examination, revise your current affairs. The most important subjects for the examination, let me give you an open secret: environment and ecology, economy, polity. 20 odd questions from polity, 20 odd questions from economy, 20 odd questions from environment ecology, all of them very interestingly from current affairs, which makes 60 questions totally. And the 40 questions, the rest of them are from geography, history, art and culture, and whatever subject that is there. Even if you're not strong in all of these subjects, geography, history, art and culture, blah, 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 if you are strong through current affairs in polity, economy and environment ecology, you have the exam in your hands. You will be able to breach the cutoff. Have that confidence and get into the examination. Last 7 days, revise current affairs related to these subjects more, and you will see the benefit of it on the examination day. You'll think of me when you take up a few questions there, right? Answer is Gangetic dolphin, right? It was something which was officially discovered in 1801. It inhabits the parts of the Ganges, Meghna, which of course runs in Bangladesh, and Brahmaputra rivers in India, Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh, and the Karnapuli river in Bangladesh. It is listed as endangered in the IUCN Red List and has been included in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act. Obviously, you cannot just hunt down a dolphin, a gangetic dolphin just like that. It'll have maximum protection. The main factors for decline of the gangetic dolphin are poaching and habitat degradation due to declining flow, heavy siltation, construction of barrages causing physical barrier for this migratory species. Right. Let's go to the last question of the quiz, question number 15. Let's see the leaderboard before that. Right, Papu, you're still on top, I guess. Yes. Now there's not much that we need to do to know the winner. Papu, 11, 7, 1, 1 points. You're right on top. Kavya, you come second with 10,556 points. Mani, you come third. Anand, fourth. Ramji, now you're the fifth. Right. Let's go to the next question, the last question of the quiz. Which of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? This is the basic environment and ecology question. Right. I told you if there are 23 questions, hardly 3 questions come from the static area. This is one static area question from principles of ecology. They are asking you the definition of an ecosystem. An ecosystem is the flora, fauna, all the physical things in that environment along with the environment in which they live. The community plus the environment is what the ecosystem is. It's a very, very simple question. I have given out the answer myself. I didn't need wait for some of you to give the answers. Right. Right. Most of you have gotten the correct answer. 10 of you have said a community of organisms interacting with one another. See, such a thing, why do 10 of you make a mistake? Right. This will also happen inside the examination hall. The answer will be right in front of you. You will know the answer. But haste makes waste. This is a very, very famous English proverb. Do not be hasty before picking your answer and marking on your OMR. This is a very, very important tip that I would like to give you. Right. Whether or not how to clear an exam, I may not know, right? Because if I had known that, I would have become an IAS officer now. There would be no necessity for me to come and conduct a quiz like this for you. But what I very clearly know through all my 6 attempts is what not to do. And a person who very well knows what not to do is a person who becomes a teacher or a person who becomes a coach. Haste definitely makes waste. One of my formidable enemies inside the examination hall, you would have seen that I am a very quick speaker, I am a very quick thinker, I am a very quick, I like to be a little fast, and I am generally on the faster side of the spectrum, but this tendency I had in the examination hall also. When I see a question, when I see a list of options, without thinking too much, I'll just go mark it on the OMR. I'm very impulsive in that way, right? Just generally an impulsive person that I am, but this has costed me 2 or 3 prelims, that is 2 or 3 attempts, that is 2 or 3 years. And I see so many aspirants who are very intelligent, who are preparing very well, who are hardworking, who are very sincere also, but they miss out on the D-Day, on the examination day, because they are hasty. They are in a hurry to mark the answer and finish the paper before everybody. There is no necessity for it. Our job is to just clear the cutoff. That's it. Right? If you get that brief very clear, you will not be in a haste. Don't be in a hurry to answer the questions. Read the question thrice, read the options thrice, and then mark your answer. Based on the pattern, you can chunk certain questions as answer later or don't answer. That itself is enough. You will have enough time to answer the 60 questions with due consideration and in such a manner that you are sure that you will clear the cutoff, right? So let's see how many of you got to the leaderboard. I think Vapu is going to be the winner of the quiz. We have the podium now, right? The third place goes to Anant, 1925. Kavya comes second with 9484. Congratulations, Anant and Kavya. And the first spot, of course, let's see who it is. It is Pappu, 0511. Congratulations, Pappu. I'm not sure what your real name is. We have the fourth and fifth place also. Fifth place is backed by A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right. Congratulations, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But many congratulations to Pappu, Kavya. Pappu first, Kavya second, and Anant third. Wonderful to play this quiz or to conduct this quiz with all of you guys. The exam is just a few days away. I would like to wish all of you who are taking the examination a very good day in the examination hall. Wish you all the very best. May all the good forces of the universe, may God be with you throughout the examination. Let God and the universe help you to make the right decision and see each of you go to the next stage, which is the mains, right? This is one milestone to cross, but that is just one milestone, right? Let's at least give ourselves a chance to go and see that main stage and write these essay type answers. I wish good luck for all of you. Hope to see all of these names that I saw participating in the quiz clear the prelims paper and go to the main stage and clear that also eventually, and clear interview also eventually. Interview is the easiest part of the entire examination cycle, and finally at the end of this academic cycle, see many of you from here becoming IAS, IRS, IPS, IFOS officers, right? And many congratulations to the winner again. Until the next time, goodbye. Thank you.